If you've got a big sweet tooth like me, and you're looking for healthier ways to satisfy that sweet tooth, then this easy and delicious yogurt bark is something you need to try. It's honestly one of my favorite easy ways to enjoy a little sweet treat as a healthy snack, dessert, or even for breakfast, because it's primarily made up of yogurt, which is packed full of healthy probiotics, as well as your choice of yummy toppings that you can customize to be as nutritious or as indulgent as you like. These are a huge hit with both kids and adults, and so easy to make that they're perfect for beginners in the kitchen. Today I'll show you 5 of my favorite ways to make this delicious yogurt bark at home. Let's get into it. First, I'll show you the basic simple structure of any yogurt bark recipe that you can customize however you like. I'm calling this the create your own recipe. To start, into a mixing bowl, let's add 1 cup of yogurt. I like using plain or vanilla Greek yogurt, but most types of yogurt will work just as well. You can even use flavored yogurt. Opt for a higher fat yogurt for the best texture. The less fat content there is, the more watery it'll be, which will result in a more icy texture when frozen. So use a higher fat yogurt if you can for a more creamy bark. Then let's add 1.5 tablespoons of honey as our sweetener. You can also use maple syrup or agave here. Feel free to adjust the sweetness level to your liking. I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract for an extra boost of vanilla flavor. Give it all a good stir to mix everything thoroughly. If you want to make a larger batch, you can just double or triple the ingredients. This is now our base mixture for the bark. I've kept this simple, but you can also customize this with cocoa powder, peanut butter, jams, extracts, protein powder or other supplements, or whatever you like. Then let's grab a baking sheet and line it with parchment paper all the way up to the edges. Then let's pour our mixture right onto the sheet, making sure to spread it out evenly. The thinner you spread the yogurt out, the thinner the bark will be and the faster it'll melt, which means you'll have to eat it fairly quickly from the freezer. So if you want it to melt slower, just spread it out into a thicker layer. We can now customize this with whatever toppings we like. There are so many options that you can use. Fresh fruits, dried fruits, nuts, seeds, chocolate chips, coconut flakes, granola, crushed pretzels, or cookie crumbs. The options are endless. What I like to do here is add different toppings to different parts of the bark. Here I'm going to add some sliced strawberries, some granola and crushed walnuts to one side, some fresh blueberries, chocolate chips, and some pumpkin seeds over in the middle here, and fresh raspberries, sliced almonds, and dried cranberries over on this side. I'm then going to finish this off with just a little bit of melted chocolate drizzled right on top. Or you can also drizzle some extra honey if you'd like. This method is great if you're looking for variety, or if you're entertaining guests or making this with your family. It lets each person choose their own toppings to suit their tastes. Let's now throw this into the freezer for at least 4 hours until it's fully hardened. When it's done, take it out. The bark is now fully solid and hard and ready to eat. Giving it time to freeze allows the ingredients to infuse together to create a deep, delicious flavor. All we need to do now is break it apart into smaller pieces. You can either use your hands to break it up or slice it up using a knife. This yogurt bark is honestly so delicious and a healthier alternative to a lot of other store-bought sweets and snacks. It's great for portion control and so easily customizable to suit your own tastes and preferences. You can store these away in an airtight container or freezer bag for up to 3 months in the freezer. Just make sure to keep them frozen right up until you're ready to enjoy them. Now before we move any further, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, ZBiotics. I love a night out catching up with friends over drinks, as I'm sure many of you do as well. But what I've realized as I've gotten older is that bouncing back the next day just isn't as easy as it used to be. That's until I found ZBiotics. ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make ZBiotics your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Whenever I drink ZBiotics before having a few drinks, I end up feeling fresh the next day. It's allowed me to enjoy my nights out while still being able to stay productive the day after. If you want to give it a try, use the link in my description to get 15% off your first order. Plus, they've got a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Thank you again to ZBiotics for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the recipes. Our next recipe is this tangy and fruity blended berry bark. For this recipe, we're going to need a blender. Let's start off our base mixture with 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1.5 tablespoons of honey, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/4 cup of strawberries, a 1/4 cup of raspberries, and a 1/4 cup of blueberries. You can use fresh or frozen berries if you like. Pop the lid on and start your blender to give this a good blend. Then let's grab a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and pour our berry yogurt mixture right onto the sheet, making sure to spread it out evenly. Let's then top this off with 2 tablespoons of sliced strawberries, 2 tablespoons of raspberries, 2 tablespoons of blueberries, 2 tablespoons of crushed almonds, 2 tablespoons of granola, and 1 tablespoon of hemp hearts for some added nutrition. Throw it into the freezer for 4 hours. When it's fully hardened, break it up into smaller pieces and enjoy. I really love this recipe because of the blended berries. After giving it time to freeze, the mixture of ingredients blends into this delicious fruity and tart flavor that's so refreshing and yummy to eat. Feel free to experiment with different types of fruits for the yogurt base and play around with your own toppings. Our next recipe is a rich and delicious classic flavor combo. This is our chocolate banana bark. Into a bowl, let's combine 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1.5 tablespoons of maple syrup or honey, and 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Give it all a good thorough mix. You'll notice that it turns into a smooth, almost chocolatey mousse texture. Then, take a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and pour a mixture right on top, making sure to spread it out into a thin layer. Let's then grab 1 large ripened banana and cut it into smaller pieces. Try to get a banana that's spotted and brown so that it tastes sweeter. Let's add our banana slices right on top of the mixture, along with 2 tablespoons of chopped walnuts and 1 tablespoon of chocolate chips sprinkled in. I'm then going to finish this off with about 2 tablespoons of melted dark chocolate drizzled right on top. Let's freeze this for about 4 hours to give it time to harden and for the flavors to infuse together. When it's done, take it out and break it apart into smaller pieces in whatever size you like and enjoy. This yogurt bark is rich, decadent, and so flavorful with a classic combination of chocolate and banana. If you're a chocolate lover like I am, then you really need to give this one a try. Our next recipe is a bright and refreshing lemon pineapple tropical bark. We're first going to grab a lemon and grate roughly 2 teaspoons of lemon zest using a fine grater. Let's then squeeze 2 teaspoons of lemon juice using a citrus juicer. Then into our mixing bowl, let's add 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1.5 tablespoons of honey, our lemon juice and lemon zest, along with half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Give it all a good thorough mix until it's well combined. Let's then take our baking sheet lined with parchment paper and pour mixture right onto the sheet, spreading it out evenly. Then for our toppings, let's add 1/4 cup of sliced fresh pineapple, 2 tablespoons of sliced kiwi, 2 tablespoons of fresh blueberries, 1 tablespoon of crushed almonds, and 1 tablespoon of coconut flakes. I've also got some leftover lemon zest that I'll just sprinkle on top to finish it off. Throw it into the freezer for 4 hours. When it's done, take it out and it'll look something like this. Cut it up into smaller pieces and it's ready to enjoy. This combination of ingredients really gives the flavor a tropical vibe, but feel free to use whatever you think would work well here. This is a real summertime favorite of mine, though I personally enjoy this any time of the year. It's a real crowd pleaser with a delicious, refreshing burst of citrusy tropical flavor in every bite. Our final recipe is a protein-packed peanut butter and jelly protein bark. Into a bowl, let's prepare our base by mixing together 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1.5 tablespoons of maple syrup or honey, and 1/4 cup of natural peanut butter, or your nut or seed butter of choice. I like to warm it up first to soften it up so that it mixes easily. Let's then add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 scoop of protein powder. I'm using unflavored protein here, but you can use whatever you like or skip this step entirely if you wish. Give everything a good thorough mix until all the ingredients are well combined. Let's then grab a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and pour our mixture right onto the sheet, spreading it out evenly into a thin layer. Then for our toppings, let's add about 3 tablespoons of strawberry jam that I've warmed up to soften up, and swirl it into the mixture with a fork like this to spread it out. I'm then going to top this off with about 2 tablespoons of sliced strawberries, 2 tablespoons of fresh raspberries, 2 tablespoons of chopped pecans, and 1 tablespoon of peanut butter that I'll drizzle right on top. I'm going to finish this off with 2 tablespoons of dark chocolate chips. Let's throw this into our freezer for 4 hours to harden up. When it's done, take it out to break apart into smaller pieces and enjoy. This PB&J protein bark has such a delicious flavor and is a great recipe for those of you who love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It's also a super easy way to get an extra boost of protein as a quick and healthy snack, and as a yummy alternative to a protein bar. I hope this video showed you just how easy it is to make and customize your own yogurt bark at home with your own favorite ingredients and toppings. As you can see, with just a few minutes of prep, you can have a delicious and healthy sweet treat that you can enjoy as a snack, dessert, or even for breakfast. It's honestly one of my favorite ways to satisfy those sweet tooth cravings in a more healthy way. If you decide to give these a try, I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, thanks for watching. If you'd like to watch more, click here for another video. And if you enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.